afternoon, everyone. Toot-a-roo. We're here. We're back. I hope you all had a good evening yesterday.
Solidified.
We have to
Everyone
do some investigating, huh? But first, housekeeping. We do our dailies and stuff. I got them started, as usual. However, as usual, dailies do be taking time.
Yeah.
So we're still working on them.
Order guide you.
Doesn't take long though. It would be faster if they didn't give me a transport mission. Oh well. Still trying to get that one. Oh, you're still alive? Let me fix that. Still trying to get that one commission so that we can see Granny having good sales. Get our achievement. I bet there's a list somewhere of which achievements you can get that earn Prevo gems from dailies. I'll have to look that up at some point and see if there's any other ones I'm missing. So we can make sure we get all of them.
Gather.
Because otherwise I'll just, like, never come back and I'll never end up getting them. Always need these Whopper flower parts. And scrolls from the Hilly Trail mages. Those two. We have a lot of catalyst users and they really like that stuff.
This
closer.
is order.
Here.
I see everything.
Easy. That it? No, one more. Oh, this is this gonna be the... I don't know what this is, actually. This might be different. I thought we were going to continue some chain daily with the story from before. Hi. Oh, it's these people again. What are you doing? Doing some training? Why? Aren't you going to revive the Guwa clan? I'm talking about reviving the clan is merely just me hanging about in Jueyun Karst. Huh. I was doing grocery shopping, happened to have a conversation with a merchant from Fontaine. Are you going to Fontaine? Huh. Okay. But here his partner doesn't want to leave. She went back to Liwa without him. You want me to go find her? You don't want me to go find her? Are you sure? Yeah, never. Always buddy system. Okay. I guess I'll give you some guidance on fighting instead of helping you find your friend. That is, not what I expected. There's a Sealy I missed here? How? Wait, hold on. You'll be fine on your own for a minute, right? I just need to follow this Sealy, because somehow I have a Sealy in Liwa that I haven't followed. That's incredible. I don't know how that happened. I'll be right back. Fowler will be fine. He'll be fine. You know, he was talking about reviving the Guwa clan. I'm sure he knows some fighting skills. They're following me anyway.
One man's stove is another man's gem.
Like, is a small glowy friend. Okay, alright, we go back. I'm sure he's fine. Alright, come here, let me kick your butts for valor.
Hey!
Did you get that? Oh, Sun Yu. God, I had his name mixed up with the fake architect person. Are you really leaving? Okay, good. He's gonna go back and find her. He's gonna try to convince her to go with him. That was a new daily. Or one that I haven't ever gotten before. Purple seaweed. What's the other one? It was supposed to be pink, but it's actually like a light Yeah, we're gonna use this one.
Add Astra. Thank you for
Perfect.
completing.
Yeah, I hope he finds her too. Did we just finish Diluc? Yes! Wrong button. There we go. We did it. We finished Diluc. We'll leave his artifacts on him for now. Maybe. Did we boost them from someone else? We might have boosted them from someone else. His cup is probably from Yanfei. So we might have to, give this back to her. Attack Elemental Mastery. Yeah, it's probably hers. Oops, drank out of someone else's cup. Yep. There. Now Yanfei's got her stuff back. I think I had her in a party trying to use her at one point too. That might explain some things. Oh, okay. Wait, we gotta figure out who we're putting in the party instead now though. Let's see. Sino. Oh gosh. We don't have him leveled very high. Oh, we don't have him leveled very high either. Oh, jeez. I kind of want him in the party, though. But we don't know what to give him. You know what? None of you are geared. Do I have someone who's geared that I could put in the party that needs friendship? Oh, everyone's leveled. If I had stuff on her, probably would. I guess that's it. Well, we'll do this then for now.
Does Manthus wine taste the...
We will put
All is accounted for.
Kokomi in here because we know we need her to, like, pick up stuff
where are those?
in the new area. So we'll just put her in for now. And later I'll have to try and gear some people up so that we can get someone else who needs leveling in. New card! Master Cripus painted many eagles during his lifetime, but he never could have foreseen creating an eagle with such fire. Or Diluc. Yes. Mezarumi, we switch? Why? You see nothing. You see nothing. The menus don't exist. They're not real. Ta-da! Or Tanya? Anyway, story time. We gotta go do an investigation. We don't have a teleport over there, do we? Well, we run. Meowing. Yes. Alright. Time to go make this archon eat her words. I'm going to enjoy this. shut up. I need to go do the thing. What? Let me go in. Okay. We look for clues. I think they gave us a gadget we have to use, right? Shoot, I must have ran over it by accident. Which one is it? Is it this? No. This is the seed box. This is for fireworks. That's a toolbox. That's not it. No. No. They did give us a gadget we needed, right? I thought they gave us a gadget. I'm confused.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Oh? Did we gain a new stalker? I mean admirer.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No?
Yes.
And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
You would be
Well,
correct?
I don't know more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
Nope.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Paimon's best disguise, yes.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm not calling you boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Silver.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Nice to meet you, Melus.
Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
It's Fontaine, Paimon.
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
Melus smoked 80 packs of gravel a day for 90 years. Yes.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Now he has a very distinguished voice.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
Okay, what about it? You want to help?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time.
Oh yeah?
Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now! But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
I don't think that's gonna fly. Oh, well, maybe it will fly in court. This is Fontaine.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
I made it the F up. Yep. You're perfect for
That's
Fontaine.
not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away.
Yep.
Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your
I don't either.
opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
You like her? Ugh.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
I guess.
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, You won't hear any pointless questions from me.
Sure.
In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
No! Fontaine Court roll for Charisma 1, jail. Yep, exactly. That's about how they do it here.
Well?
No.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. Something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment. Both of those are good answers. I only get to pick one? The first one is more important, I guess.
See, Silver and Maloose? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact.
This guy's an excellent yes man. Court is a place of logic and finding the results is most important. Yep, exactly. It should not be entertaining.
And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Paimon, you've always
well,
been an assistant,
I
at
can be the
best.
assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
I like her!
That's more like it.
Shut up, Paimon. I think you're missing the point, Paimon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
Okay.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
I wouldn't call Lainey a friend. I've only just met him. He's more of an acquaintance. I'm not even sure I like him. This part of Genshin brought to you by Ace Attorney. Yep.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
He's just a good
What
yes
about
man.
you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
I object. Acknowledged person. Alright. We find the things. Look at that. Look how little they are. Also, are those ears fake? Because Linny doesn't have any. So, like, are those just props? I want to climb the box. Let me climb it! No. The cop's wearing 9-inch boot heels. I'll double check that. Oh, I didn't read it. I can't examine it again? Looks like an ordinary box. I have to make sure to turn off that autoplay. Oh, they aren't 9 inches. They're like 2, maybe. Which is not that much more than their boots, honestly. They've got like 1 or 2 inch heels too. They're short. Are there other random things I can examine? Oh. I can sit. So it wants me to do this thing. Oh, okay. I see. So we already got that. Alright. Be looking up everyone's nostrils here. Ah, you're probably not that short. You're not that. No, listen. I'm 4'11". I'm sure you're not short. I'm very sure. I have met
I see that
literally
you're
one person
investigating the
shorter than
area.
me.
Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Am I supposed to, like, press the R2 button up in the corner?
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it, it all started with that loud thud.
You're 6'2", but you have met taller people? I know a taller people! It's Zodiac! He's 6'4". I also know someone, well, used to know someone taller than Zodiac. His name was Bo. Well, that's what we called him. His name was Bo. And he was... I don't even know how tall he was, but he had to duck to go through doors. He was really tall.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind.
I heard it.
But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
We should ask Lenny if that was part of his
That
thing.
makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice, Lynette perhaps, jumping atop the water tank or something like that.
Uh-huh. Her sister has a friend from way back since high school. He's currently 8+ feet, I think. Is his name Bo? Is your sister 30+, and is his name Bo? We might know the same dude. He's not Bo? Okay.
And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case? Exactly. It's, something Arnold, Andrew? Yeah. Not Bo, that. I think we called him Bo, and I'm pretty sure his full name was Bowman. But honestly, I don't remember what his actual, like, full name was, because we always just called him Bo. Like, B-O, Bo. Just Bo.
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Yeah, big ol' Bo! During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many audience members heard, including me. Yes. And we were just like, whatever, it's probably fine. I want to go up here.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do.
What happens if I press this? Oh, okay.
I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Oh, okay. Got it. So we can, like, scroll through these. We're probably gonna have to present them. What? That was it? Okay.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's...
No, I want to talk to Molly.
Lenny's still talking to the guards.
Stop! I want to talk to Molly.
Lenny's still talking to the guards.
Oh my god.
I think someone...
Let me do it again. Okay. Big ol' Bo bowing beyond. Big bow of friendship. Bo. I like how it checks them off so you know you already did them. Yellow Pulse reminds of Kung Fu Panda. Yeah. Oh, there's people back there.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
So since they were all booked in advance, that would mean that either the person would have had to plan in advance to be here to kidnap her during the performance, or they didn't book in advance and somehow got in.
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself.
Okay.
Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Halsey is the missing person. She is a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Lini's magic troupe. Alright. Oh, we already talked to you.
Go ahead, have a look around.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Oh?
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
I remember before the performance, one of the backstage dudes was telling Linny there was something wrong with one of the props. I wonder if this was it. I know this sounds bad, but maybe if there's a gender and age range, don't let people like that in the area of disappearances. Yeah. I don't think they've all been in this courthouse, though. I think they've just been in, like, random places in Fontaine.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Device was used during Linny's magic performance to choose a lucky member of the audience. However, the guards have found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. clearly someone has tampered with it. So, the dude knew ahead of time that she was going to be in that seat, and he broke the machine so that it would always choose her seat. And we know that this wasn't intentional by Linny, because we were here before the performance, and one of the stagehands was calling Linny back because there was a problem with one of the props. I bet this was the problem. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cowell weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. Yep, the pieces are coming together. Okay, so what are we still missing? I think we got everything up here. Got you. Oh, okay, got it. Broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Did it just auto-thing after I turned it off? Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. All your thoughts are in the right place, but the solution is right out of Ace Detective game. Yep.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
It's definitely burned.
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
I wonder if it wasn't burned by the fireworks. But how did nobody smell it burning? Maybe they were just so distracted by the performance. Hi, Def. Drew. We doing detectiving. I think we're starting to figure it out. We don't have a culprit yet, but we are figuring it out. Maybe lightning? Maybe? Well, Linny clearly... If it was the fireworks, he clearly didn't realize this was a concern. But I don't think it was the fireworks. Paimon's glasses make this whole scene a joke to me? Yeah. Yeah, that's why Paimon has the stash, because she thinks that she's being, witty or something. I don't know. She's probably actually being serious wearing them and not joking at all.
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
Because I don't think it was the fireworks.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material!
Really?
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Like a type of flash cotton. Seems to be flammable.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait! Why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes!
This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. See, I'm not so sure that it caught on fire because of the fireworks. That's what I wonder. I wonder if it was just timed with the fireworks. Yeah, a preemptive burn. So the dude had to know at some point before the performance that the girl was going to be in that seat. We know that much. But does that mean that he also, or she, they, does that mean that they also preemptively booked their own seat? Or did they find a way to get here without booking a seat?
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Breaking and entering. Yes, maybe.
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, they could have left from here before we ever knew that the tank even fell. So, it's very possible that they are not here.
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
There was plenty of opportunity.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
They might not have gone through the
I couldn't see
entrance.
Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
Maybe.
Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
But that doesn't rule out other ways. No one left the Opera House during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Shut up, Paimon. Anyway. I wonder if this could be like an inside job kind of thing. Like maybe it was one of the guards or something. Because obviously they would already have their identity verified with the Melusines. So, how magic is made. You're floating, Paimon! Yeah. But yeah, a guard would not have to reserve a seat ahead of time. A guard would have access to the entire building and therefore backstage to mess with the props. A guard would already have their identity verified with the Melusines and therefore be able to go in and out unsuspected. A guard would also be able to be involved in the investigation and, you know, closely observe the scene that they caused. And tamper with things if they needed to. I'm suspicious of the guards. Don't mind me, I'm just looking for stuff. Oh. Haha! Oh. Damn it! I had it! Everyone is sus. Yes. Everyone is sus. Where am I supposed to go? I got distracted. Shiny things.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
Cute.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
All right. Can I ask Leni about which prop was having issues before the performance now?
Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
Is there treasure
But
chests?
before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
I like looking for treasure boxes. It's fun.
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Back door isn't the same?
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
And this passage linked the 2 boxes together. Yep.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place.
Okay, so tell me about the prop that wasn't working.
The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel.
As someone who was a magician as a kid, I appreciate this section. Yes. It's actually really neat having tricks explained. They're pretty cool.
See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Oh, hello, readers! Welcome to the Marshmallow Grove. We're doing investigation time! How was your stream, Hailstone? I hope it was good. Oh my gosh, I love your little wiggle. That is adorable. Hold on, let me see where you were playing. My Hero Ultra Rumble? What is that? Well, tell me. I don't know what that is. Roddy suggested. Hi, Roddy! We know Roddy. Water Gang. My Hero Battle Royale. Is it fun? Does it have all of the My Hero Academia members? I'm guessing it's My Hero Academia. Yeah. Does it have Bakugo? I'm not sure I'm completely caught up on My Hero Academia. I don't remember. I gotta make sure I am. That's a good anime. Not all, but it is fun. Good. Has a lot of them. It sounds fun. I really liked Super Smash Bros. When I was young on the Nintendo 64. So, like, Battle Royale style games. I enjoy them. Mortal Kombat and stuff, too. I am old enough to remember when they were on arcade games. You know, those big boxes with the old style TVs in them. And you play with buttons and the joystick. Thank you for the follow, Hailstone. Welcome to the Marshmallow Grove again. I hope you all enjoy your stay. We're being comfy. We're investigating. Okay, hold on. Let me give you the short version. There is an archon here who is kind of like a god. And she's very chunibyo. She thinks she's all that. And then some. But actually, she's kind of dumb. And she's very show-offy. How dare I be older than you? I'm older than a lot of people. So, here in Fontaine, apparently, the justice system cares more about entertainment than truth. We obviously have a problem with that. And something happened, a girl disappeared, somebody died, and the Hydro Archon was all like, I accuse the magician! And we were like, what? And she went on this spiel about how it obviously must be the magician, and was like stumbling over herself. And we were like, no, we're not gonna stand for this. So, congratulations, we appointed ourselves the attorney of the magician. And we're investigating. Yeah, it's more Ace Attorney than actual court, yeah. So, we're finding all the clues. And we're gonna make this scam of an Archon eat her own words. In her own court. That's entertaining, right? We're playing by the rules.
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps.
Oh, we're learning about Linny. This is the magician. Meet Linny. He's explaining to us the magic trick right now. He did the teleporting person trick, basically. He switched places with an audience member. And the audience member is the one who disappeared. And the water tank that they used from a previous trick fell onto the box that was on stage and killed one of his team members. That's the person who got murdered. He's FemAF? Yes. He's kind of a little snot, though, honestly. He's very dismissive of his younger siblings, and it's not... They definitely don't appreciate it. But we've only just met him, so, like, I'm sure there's more layers to him. He's an interesting fellow so far. Yeah, his brother's a cool guy. He's kind of quiet, but he's a diver. And he's very femme, too. He's so cute, and I like him. He's a little sweetie. He's so sweet. We've only interacted with him once, and he's so sweet! I want to interact with him more.
The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick, Linny?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
That's Lynette, to his right, with the cat ears. That's his sister. She has had enough of him at all times. She's, what's the word? Like, tired. She's kind of tired acting a lot of the time. Like, she's tired of everything. Not tired like sleepy, tired like she's annoyed. Worn out? Maybe.
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
This is Paimon. Nobody likes
That's
Paimon.
how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow, every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
You can tell a lot of thought was put into this. Yes. They do have a difference, though. Their eyes are different. I suppose you wouldn't be able to see that from, like, in the audience, though. This is Paimon, she's an idiot. Yes, exactly. She's an idiot. She never shuts up. She always talks for us. She puts words in my mouth that I didn't say. We have a lot of problems with Paimon. So he cross-dresses every time they perform? No! No. She cross-dresses every time they perform. She dresses up as him.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending.
And we can eat Paimon. We have tried. She won't let us. Round of applause for both, yes.
And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
Can I ask Linny about the prop that wasn't working yet?
So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
But I need to ask Linny a question.
Of course, no need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
We're not going to ask the question, are we? Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. The magic box on stage has an additional layer to its rear, in which Lynette, in Linny's clothes, remained hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Linny had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. The magic box at the center of the audience stand has 2 layers, and beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. This was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. They're not going to let me ask Linny about the prop that wasn't working correctly. Alright, let's check stuff out. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Alright. But nothing about it being tampered with? Wait, there's something over here still? Ah, the ladder. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. Okay.
Huh. What's this?
That's a grappling hook.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Linny didn't mention this earlier. I mean, there's a lot of things here that Linny didn't mention earlier, but yes, a grappling hook is odd.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
A rope that has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end of this rope. Its use is unclear. Alright. The ad break do be running. Time to stretch and check your postures and hydrate. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. I gotta hydrate too. This is why we have ad breaks, to remind us to do self-care. It's important. Broken vase? Yeah, health break, exactly. We do the hydrates and the stretches and the posture checks. Pose checks. I mean, pose check works too. Thank you for the hydrate sound. I will take that extra hydrate. Alright. Let's investigate this broken vase.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick? I mean, they did have a water tank that they filled with water.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Maybe.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Wait. What is the ad doing? Why is it still running? What the heck are you doing, ad manager? Okay, well, since the ad's running anyway, let me find out what the heck is going on. It should not be running. It should be running a 30-second ad. I thought we fixed you, ad manager. Let me see. Pause. Pause while I figure out what the heck is going on. What happened to allowing me to schedule 30-second ad breaks? Hold on, guys. I don't want you guys sitting through a 3-minute ad break. So I gotta figure this out. There we go. Okay. Figuring it out. They changed the way things are set up, so it completely messed with my schedule. I'm sorry you guys just got a 3-minute ad break. That is not the way it should have been. I'm putting everything back right now. Don't you just love it when they introduce new things and they just apply it to your channel instead of leaving everything alone? Okay. I think we're fixed. Just double checking. All right. Should be good now. Well, on the positive side, there won't be any ads for an hour now. So, at least that. Hey, streamer, try out these new options. Now, we're gonna make you. Yeah. Everyone should be back now. We should be good. Alright, let's keep going. Roll calling chat. There are many pieces of a broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Thank you for head pats, Sam. Alright. What is that? Actually, what is that?
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
So they changed her clothes. I'm actually starting to think maybe I wasn't that far off with the guard theory. Because they would have to make it so that they could get out with her, right? So, like, they probably wouldn't want her to look like she did when she came in. When your stomach hurts so bad, you gotta strip before you go. There was a fight down here, probably. Linny didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change. That's because she didn't.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Yeah.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. You know, after Thanksgiving when you gotta undo a button on your pants to breathe, where mine were down to my ankles. Oh my gosh. Alright. The tracks. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. That's it? That's what you wanted me to notice? Rip John Pippet, comedy genius. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Is there a costume missing, perchance? The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. And a vent! Remember how I was talking about maybe they didn't go through the front entrance? Pinette, not Pipette. Got it.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Linny and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down.
The tunnel vent looks like it could allow 1 person passage, barely. But leaving along with the missing lady seems an unrealistic prospect, unless they just convinced her to. Also, maybe she just, maybe she kidnapped herself. You know? Like, maybe she just wanted to disappear. And took advantage of this to do so. Maybe she was their own kidnapper.
Down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
Romeo and Juliet, but the good ending. Yes. The truth will shock you.
We've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
An electric fun,
Apologies for the
maybe.
wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
Also, spy that Geo-vision on her left arm. In the bow, in the ribbon. Ugh, I'm so excited for a new Geo character! I hope I like her, because I like her outfit, and she seems alright.
No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
You know what else normally happens, with an attorney and their client? They talk to their client and ask them questions like I want to, but that's not going to happen, is it? Just click for me, you remember a few things from a different person playing? Oh, you saw a different part of this? We have plot armor. No spoilers, we're going to figure it out. I've got some good theories.
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
The audience's emotions should definitely not play a part in the machine's decision. Just saying.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
The will of bullshit! Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick. Yeah, emotions and a machine shouldn't be used as a base. Exactly. Yes.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought never let call the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Yeah, exactly. You can't leave, teleport.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Oh my god, Paimon.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Balanced nutrition? So you're gonna give us crap. Now's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
But we can do that after.
What better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
I'm sure they'll give us that anyway.
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon!
Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
You better. Burgers and fries, are we right? Exactly, yes.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
We're gonna bake?
Huh? Here? But how? know.
Is there a kitchen?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
We gonna do a cooking? Are we gonna cook? You know I love cooking. Can I have a recipe?
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Really?
Yes.
Where did you
I
get
must
that?
be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Are you an adventurer too?
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it.
There's a
Please sit
kitchen in the
tight for a
courtroom.
moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snack soon enough.
Are we gonna make almond tofu? Because I am really good at making that. Just ask Zhao. I make it for Zhao all the time.
These three are quite the interesting group.
You don't want them where you had them. Must be a Spina di Rosla thing. She made macarons?
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling.
Paimon, you're gross.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process.
A vegetarian? No, I am not vegetarian. But there's a recipe in this game that's called almond tofu. And we make it for Zhao. We make high quality almond tofu for Zhao because we love him. He is our favorite angry boy.
But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not quite what Paimon meant.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites, and baking like this?
No, she's got geovision.
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks.
I think Paimon meant, aren't you worried about getting your dress dirty?
Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
I like her too.
Only 3?
Well,
3 is a lot,
eating
Paimon.
too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
She is a good
Tea
chef.
is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Blah. Oh, I hate floral tea. And I hate black tea. Oh, this is the worst kind of tea. I'm not drinking any.
No
Thanks.
need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Yay, head pats,
All right,
though. Head pats make everything
Down to
better.
business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Hot jello for a tea-like drink. I bet that's delicious.
Exactly. Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Don't like tea or coffee? That's fine. I like tea and coffee, but like, I'm picky. So, I usually drink white tea. Left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the deceased, apart from the twins.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
That's what I was saying.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists. There's not no evidence that they exist. We just don't have, like, a firm grasp of who they are. You have 0 caffeine tolerance. Oof. His hands just shake for hours and no energy boost. If I get too much caffeine, I have heart issues. So, if I get too much caffeine, my heart will have, like, palpitations.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims. Whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
That's why I can't handle heat, too. Because it gets too hot, it's bad. This is why I'm a human chinchilla.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Yes. Also more headbands. She had no way of knowing how the magic trick works. This is an interesting point. I didn't actually... I forgot in all the time that I was worried and spending time trying to figure out what the heck was going on with, you know, who could have done the thing. I completely forgot about Cowl. Also, we get the cow redeem. Moo. My blanket! I'm putting it back on. Where my blanket? Take off my blanket when I switch. There. I'll put it back. Big and comfy. Oh no, hair, what are you doing? There. Nope, we're shaking. I'll move it around and fix it. There, I think we got it. Yeah, it's not shaking, it's good. Alright. Gow! Gow. Cow. We cow now. Wait, there we go. Gow. Cow. But maybe she did know how the magic trick worked. We don't know. Gow.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive.
Cow,
The guard
yes.
said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search?
Gow.
From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
Gow.
Your macarons are amazing, Navia. They smell great. They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
Gow. Okay, so we need to investigate if she had a reason to murder the assistant now.
They are my specialty, after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
I thought we were supposed to have 3.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
Aww.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Did the Melusines take a couple? Did she miscount how much everybody could have?
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making
more?
sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
I like her.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Cooking is fun.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the two of you think the case over again.
It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Neither Cowell nor Halsey had a motive, but after having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too. I'll be right back, do laundry? Alright.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Will it actually let me check the notes? I don't see the notes to check. Oh look, Child's Vision! Here it is.
Why would it be him? How strange. Why would it be
Okay, so we can get that.
How
All trusted. Setting up the props. Well, his job was setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. So he could have had something to do with the prop not working correctly. But he tried to tell Linny that it wasn't working correctly.
Whoever the murderer was,
Noises.
They must have made preparations well beforehand. This is
Let's see. Fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set the rope dangling the water tank alight. Oops. It seems evident that Linny is likeliest. No, he's not.
Whoever the murderer was.
Okay. The rope used to suspend the tank. The spot where it was lit was made of flammable material. Which is something that... What's-his-face? Cowell would have had access to. So we're back to that. And this was tampered with. Once again.
Needed to register and reserve a seat for the show. That, combined with this number selector, could allow you to pick a young lady instead of some old fogey.
Can we not call them that? Anyway, so he would have been able to mess with these.
This rope was obviously tampered with.
Fell to the ground. So they obviously would have used this to either, like, climb out of the stage area, like the basement. Or maybe climb up to the water tank, etc., etc.
This is probably a prop, too. Oh, looks like it could hook onto a lot of things. Like the travel...
Yeah, whatever. Broken flower vase.
This flower vase is probably a prop for the show. But it also could have been used in the crime.
I'm not sure it was used in the crime, but it was certainly at least knocked over.
Paimon doesn't get this at all. You think about it for a bit, Traveler.
Either she left on her own, and she needed to change clothes so that she wouldn't be recognized, or she was made to change clothes so that she wouldn't be recognized. Regardless, the clothes needed to be changed so that she wouldn't be recognized. whether that was her intention or somebody else's. The vase was broken. I wonder if it could have been broken when this fell down. I'm pretty sure they were pretty far away from each other, though.
Gosh, no wonder the serial disappearances
Famous
never
painter.
got solved.
She came to watch the show to take a break from her creative work. She isn't known to be in any tangles with anyone, which would include Cowl. So, she, as far as we know, doesn't have a reason to kill him. What did Paimon say?
No wonder the serial... We all heard that noise, didn't we?
Yes.
The performance would not have been visible from where the doors were guarded. If Paimon were on duty, she would have snuck back into the audience seating.
Maybe.
Well, there was no chance Paimon could have seen that the box had 2 layers.
Beneath it is an entrance to the underground tunnel.
And that's why only the 2 of them can perform this trick.
Blah, blah, blah. They dress up as each other. I'm pretty sure somebody would have noticed if somebody else dressed up as Linny, or... Maybe they wouldn't notice if somebody dressed up as Lynette was wandering around. Because if Lynette was... Well, no, because Lynette is in her clothes now. She definitely would have noticed if her clothes were gone and she couldn't get back into them. So maybe not. But they have an extra set of Linny's clothes. And when she wasn't in them anymore... Still comes back to, you would think somebody would notice if there was an extra Linny walking around, though.
There was no third person. And Paimon didn't eat more than 3 macarons either.
That one's odd. I don't know. I don't see how somebody could have come over and taken any of the macarons without being seen.
Digging a tunnel just for a magic trick? Whew, that must have been a lot of work.
Box inside a box. Well, I would think the tunnel is already there. Also, was there a third... Were we supposed to find this?
That size wouldn't have been a problem for Paimon.
Yeah, future evidence.
Where's my key?
Also, I'm still kind of, like, annoyed that I don't get to ask about any of the other things I want to ask about. Alright. Well, let's go find out what this is gonna be. Oh, following day. There we go. feels like one of those situations where we're purposely not being given enough information.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I have thoughts, but you're not answering my questions.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Alright. Let's make this Archon eat her words.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
I still have a lot more questions, but the game doesn't seem to care to acknowledge them.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
No.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
You're a bitch.
But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Oh, just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Hydro Dragon Daddy, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
You literally just contradicted yourself. You just said there's no way he could have been in the box the entire time and still done all of those things. Which immediately implies that there's no way he could have done all of those things and still made it to the box in time.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The audience counting.
Countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Liney not know about the sound? Because it takes time for him to transfer from the box on the stage to the box in the audience. He wasn't immediately in the audience. That's the whole point here. He needs that entire time to get there.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Do you people not think logically? They probably represent the Oratrice's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
No, it didn't. You're an idiot.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
And why does that matter?
The House of the Hearth?
Oh. Fatui? What? What's this place have to do with the Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
No, wait, no, we've had this discussion before about how you shouldn't be assuming things based on the fact that the Fatui are just in the area. Every time something goes wrong is not immediately something to do with the Fatui. Stop it. Also, is it adding stuff to my book right now? Because it's showing my book. Am I supposed to be able to, like, use this or something? No.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing.
No,
now
they
it all
weren't.
makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Thank you.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute.
He probably had to spend a lot of the time during that 1 minute trolleying himself and the other person back and forth. It doesn't happen in an instant. It takes time.
Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
You have created no infighting or discord.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Actually, you really should have told us this before, so we could have been prepared for it. Because now she's using it against you, and I have no way. I didn't know, so I wasn't prepared to defend you. This is why it's important for me to talk to my client. It doesn't matter.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Linney has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Not by him. Oh my god. Plus Child is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. No! No! That's not how that works. Stop it. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now, no, stop it.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted.
We defend our client. Client has withheld key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
Request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed. Thank you! I can finally talk to him! That should have been done in the first place.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Shut up with your
The
biases.
defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
God, I hate her. Congratulations, you didn't
Well,
tell me about this,
this is
and now it's being used
awkward.
against you.
I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
You're an idiot.
I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two.
Paimon, shut your mouth.
We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
They're not bad guys. Shut your mouth. Explain the Hearth House.
Wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
That's why we're here.
I know you've clashed with the Vatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The
And
truth
now they've
is
hurt
very
you.
important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
Well, you were wrong. You're an idiot. And now you have a huge mark against you, thanks to the scam of an Archon who took advantage of you being an idiot to use everybody's bias against you.
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
I'm fine. Paimon's dumb.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought.
They recognize him. I mean, The person from the audience could recognize him. You know, obviously they're watching his performance, but also, so could Cowl. He should have told us who the voice sounded like. He probably would have told us who the voice sounded like if he recognized them. So it's not Cowl. Which would mean it would have to be the audience member. Maybe. We did hear her talk too, but maybe he's not super familiar with her voice and therefore wouldn't have recognized it.
After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
No, I've met plenty of Fatui that were fine.
You decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Believe in the facts. We'll defend you from these charges,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
We don't actually know what the scales are
If we
tipped
refute the
towards.
Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
We already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
German's almost over, let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Linny claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Oratrice core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud. But they're not going to put in the notes the voice he heard? Linny claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oratrice core within the Opera House's underground structures. So, a voice he does not recognize. Nothing in here? Alright. We're sure nothing's in here. No books or anything? Alright. Ningguang's office way back when had a book that you had to get during the cutscene. Later you were able to get it anyway. But I'm not sure it was immediately there.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linny acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Okay, so we are still missing stuff. But we gained these. We're still missing one thing that they're not giving us.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Oh, you're done? Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The Oratrice will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Alright.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the Opera House, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
No.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
Passed Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands?
And there you have it.
Woof, woof, woof.
That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
I have a lot of objections.
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny experienced and what he saw.
Alright. So... identify loopholes. Headed to the... okay, wait. Go back. Entered the tunnel as the countdown began. Headed to the chamber containing the Oratress core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud. Okay, what's the other ones? No one left the Opera House during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Heard a voice. Clothes. Okay. Did they just give us these in order?
Seems that...
No. Okay. Loud thud. Okay.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Yes. Lenny knocked Halsey out using the vase and removed her clothes to prevent her from being identified. Was Lenny really in the tunnel at the time? No. Walked in on Lenny. Existing evidence indicates that when Linny returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all Linny saw was he heard mysterious voice. Right? No. So, clothes. Alright.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Yeah. Linny wasn't in the tunnel, but he heard voices. Okay.
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
We're not replacing the others?
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Also, this is actually playing a lot like, shoot, what's the game called? The one with, that bear. Ah, I wish I could remember. It's just like that, though. I can't remember the name of it right now. With Kuma. Or whatever that bear's name was.
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel.
Oh my god, it's running a 3-minute ad again. Well, you know what? While it's doing that, let me try to see if I can remember what that game was. It's, hold on, I got this. No. This one. That bear. I'm finding it. I'm tracking it down. Danganronpa. That's what it is. The bear. Can't remember the name of the bear. Go back to Google. It was... Monokuma. That's what it is. Monokuma. That's what this game plays like. It plays like Danganronpa and Monokuma. Anyway, the ad is still going. So, I'm gonna be right back real quick. I'm gonna take advantage of the ad break to go to the bathroom, since the ad manager is still broken. I'll be right back. You all take a break too. Grab a cozy blanket and some snacks or something. We'll solve this when we get back. Alright. We're back. Back and ready to do gameplay thing. Hopefully no more broken ads. Alright, so when the countdown started, Liney did indeed go into the tunnel.
But he immediately to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately.
I thought he said he went and hid.
The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
Success!
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
Why do your glasses sometimes have spirals and sometimes they just have clear holes for your eyes?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
Yep.
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed. Oh yeah, it's hella flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditative fashion. Thank you, and we never asked him about it. I've been saying that. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Liney by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
Thank you.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Do I only get one? It's my weapon now. Oh, it wants me to pick a thing? So it doesn't want me to pick any of these ones, right? Because they're grayed out. Okay. Let's see. Strange sound. And it's not one of... No, okay. So... We already talked about the strange sound, so it doesn't want that, right?
That's right!
It does want that, okay.
In the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
You were head pat, Sam.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Honestly, I'm kinda suspicious of the lady who went missing. But as far as we know, she has no reason to have any problem with Cowell. We're still missing evidence. Check corresponding case questions, select answers, and fill all the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Yeah, it's exactly like Danganronpa. Had to buy laundry stuff, oof. Alright. Gotta go to welding. Oh, good luck then. That's work, right? Have a good day at work. And thanks for coming. And thank you for all the head pats. This has been a fun little investigation. Once you've answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the ropes suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowl in the box below. Yes, your job. Well, have a good day at work. So... Okay. If Linny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. It's not letting me select anything. I'm confused. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistants would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Select any clue to view detailed information. So it's not gonna give me the fourth one? Also, what's this? Who was the only person who could possibly... This person.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
We're missing clues, but it certainly seems to be her.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility? The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person.
No. But he told Linny that there was something wrong, and I still haven't been allowed to ask about that.
Could there have been a third?
But why would he tell Linny that there was something wrong then? He accidentally killed himself. But why would he tell Linny there was something wrong then?
The deceased's name is Cowl.
Are they completely forgetting that he told us there was something wrong with the equipment before the show? Plot holes?
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowl, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay. So maybe he was the person that was kidnapping the missing girls, but where'd they go then? Are we gonna find her? How can we envisage Linny as having been unable to interfere with the crime? Where's the broken props?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Okay.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
they would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Okay, so I don't think we need that one.
Linny was not in the tunnel.
Okay, and then...
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances.
Okay, well, obviously this goes somewhere.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
And this goes
Halsey's
somewhere.
Clothing was in the tunnel. The sound
And
we heard may have...
This one, I guess? No. Does it want them in the correct order? It must want them in the correct order, too, since stuff I selected is still here.
No one entered or left the Opera House through...
Wait, no.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's...
It just switched their positions. I didn't realize it was still on the first one.
Halsey's clothing was...
Now they're all going to be in the wrong places. Oh, okay, it didn't switch them. I thought it switched... Okay. So...
Halsey's clothing was in the...
I don't remember what order we had the stuff in last time. Okay, so... This one goes...
for both people to fit into that vent.
Here.
No one entered
Please stop reading the dialogue, so I can just put them in. That's not right? But didn't I have the other thing in the last spot before? Strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowley and Halsey struggling. Linny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go? Am I meant to not be able to solve that?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic escaping from the water tank. Could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
What about the water?
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Oh good, the ad manager is actually working properly now. It only had to do things wrong a couple times first. Alright, well good. Good to see. Get a stretch. Make sure our posture is checked. Don't sit like shrimps, marshmallows. Drink some water. Be annoyed that I couldn't actually solve this in the first place because they didn't give me all of the evidence. So I was gonna go through that whole thing no matter what. Annoying. Dorito break. Oh, I wish. I don't have Doritos. I would like Doritos.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Yes?
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
I tried saying that.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Uh-huh. Oh, you gave me the water back?
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
They intentionally took the water away from me.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
We could ask them how the trick works.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
Request that we examine Cowell's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Okay, but
Even
Lynette
so,
turned into water somehow.
I trust the traveler's judgment.
We should maybe ask how the trick works.
The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Look at his boots.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Huh.
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water from the primordial sea.
Why?
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
Huh.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Liquid the guards found in Cowell's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontanians into water. So, he dissolved her into water, and she was in the vase? So she's all over the floor right now. That's not good.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Okay. And what are
Lynette
these?
was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
I doubt it.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
The place where Lynette was.
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
So does it want this first or second?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Because it clearly wants them in the right order.
I remember there was something... The water from the primordial...
Does it want both of these?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another...
Not quite. Okay, so...
Now
hook,
it seems like the hook rope...
and then box?
I remember there was something...
Okay.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
So... is this girl who got turned into water just permanently water now? Or can we do anything about that? That's my question. Like, she's just a puddle of very diluted water on the floor now. Maybe Geo chick who made the macarons. Maybe she knows how to do something about it, and that's why she was all like, we gotta go. Like, back down there. Maybe she can fix it. Maybe that's her Geo power. She can add dirt to water and make it take form into a person. She can make clones or something. I don't know.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person?
Yes.
What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
Hi, Llama Soup! Do you
On
still
that
have a
note,
can of soup on your
The guards
head?
have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
We solving mysteries.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
Well, apparently somebody got turned into water. They got dissolved, and they're water now.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
What?
Does this not clear all doubt?
Would like to solve the mystery about why you got Novalette's weapon instead of Staff of Homa. Is the staff... Yeah, I guess the Staff of Homa is on the banner. Did you set up the pity to be on the Staff of Homa? Because, if you have that set up, then the third time you are guaranteed the weapon that you chose. Not the second time. The third time. So you could get a different weapon the first time you get a 5-star, and the second time you get a 5-star, and then the third time, if you still haven't gotten the weapon you chosen, then you will get that weapon. In the meantime, though, you can get any of the 5-star weapons, and you can get the other exclusive 5-star that's on the banner. You're fine because you want Novalette now instead. He is pretty great. I like him a lot. I have been just begging for a Hydro Catalyst DPS, and I'm so happy we finally have one.
My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh, we doing this again?
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent.
He's good and you got his weapon, so... Oh no. The low pity most likely lose the 50-50. Ah. You got this. You'll get him. Believe in the heart of the cards! Or something. There's a card game in here now. You can believe in the heart of the cards. It'll work. We have him, but we've only just gotten into Fontaine, as you can see, so, I don't have any items to level him up yet. But we have him.
Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea.
Forgot to wish on his throne, so it just got the rust. Ah.
But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
What? She just pulls this out of her ass.
He knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
No.
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
This is
Am
dumb.
I right, Mr. Linny?
No.
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
No. We're still missing a piece of evidence that the game hasn't given us yet. Or did it give it to us? I don't know. Okay, it did give it to us. It's fine.
Think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
He loved Paimon's glasses.
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning.
Your reasoning is
I
far
believe
from
this
flawless.
is indeed the finale.
Took a screenshot for your profile pic. Nice.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss,
This is
I
the
must
middle of the
ask
night.
you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linney, if you would be
Yes!
so kind.
This is what I wanted! We can bring her back?
What is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rosula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
Or you could just bring her
As the
back
magic
normally.
makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
This is dumb.
I understand.
Why is her hair flowing even though there's no winds? Because this is Fontaine! And everything is dramatic and entertaining here!
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
No, she definitely
To be clear,
dissolved.
I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
So you didn't dissolve.
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
I was right!
What? Why?
That's what we needed.
My name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Which is why she
I
didn't
heard
dissolve.
that Linny's show was going to be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
I knew I recognized her! I knew it! But I didn't say anything because I thought they were just reusing the same character model because games do that! Ah! I knew it!
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure.
Heh. She cannot be taken seriously at all with those glasses. Exactly. Like, that's what I've been saying. She should have never put on those glasses. But then again, this is Fontaine, where being entertaining is much more important than actually figuring out the truth. So, I don't know. Maybe it worked out in her favor to wear the glasses, considering where we are.
So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
Yes. Professional thief could make it work.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it.
Thank you for the head pats, Llama.
Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning.
This
Oh, are we
time,
doing this again?
You need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Oh gosh, we're doing this again. Okay. Lenny entered the tunnel. That's correct though, isn't it? Oh, it wants us to tell it from her perspective. Okay, so do we have a thing from her perspective then? No. So, should this be first, then? Okay, I think we don't change this one. Oh my gosh. Lenny did not knock Cowl out. So probably this here? No. The flower vase isn't where he got knocked out? Oh, the thump. No? I don't know. What is this? No? I don't know how it wants me to put these in order from her perspective. No. There,
The strange
okay.
sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
I was trying to put that in the wrong spot, apparently. And then she changed her clothes. She knocked over the vase.
The flower vase was...
Okay. And then she changed her clothes.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
All right. Okay, so those are the ones.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
Here we go. Paimon tells the story. Hope we get Genshin version 6.9. I'm sure we will.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
I'm surprised we didn't have to put the number picker before her getting selected and panicking. That's what I was trying to figure out where it went.
Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box.
That was so dramatic. A ticket. Yep. This is how Paimon do. You gotta be very dramatic in the Fontaine courtroom so that you can be entertaining enough to be considered the truth.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
That's what you love about Paimon. She's dramatic AF.
that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
You would love to have Paimon as a friend? Oh no. I would hate to have Paimon as a friend. She is an awful friend. She wouldn't care about my appearance or anything. No, she wouldn't, but she would always talk over you. She would put words in your mouth. She would make decisions for you. Oh god. No, she's awful. That's fine. That's not fine. Because you're an introvert? That doesn't give her a right to bully and abuse you.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So,
I have decision
she swiped
anxiety.
2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this
She ain't bullying you.
all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Oh, Paimon definitely bullies. She is not nice. She's helping you eat and make decisions. Oh, no. There's a difference between helping make decisions and speaking for you and putting words in your mouth with no care whatsoever for your actual opinion.
Ah, so that's the whole story. Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
I'm sure you have an opinion sometimes. As an example, you think Paimon would make a great friend. That's an opinion. You'll just tell her to shut up when you do. Paimon doesn't take shut up for an answer. She does not know how to mouth shut.
Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Thank you.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
No! Because you are a Chunibyo brat. You tried to make me out to be the villain. You tried to accuse someone of a crime they didn't commit, and tried to use their circumstances as proof to take people's bias and manipulate them. You are an awful human being. No, I will not leave you with any dignity.
Wow, look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now.
She deserves
If there
it.
are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
She is
The
scared of being
actual
alone.
perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Joke's on
While
you,
there
you
is
are the
much
water.
in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the oratories to make the final decision.
Get it like you are not the father, but water instead. Heh.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
He is the water. He's Water Dragon Daddy.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet. Why not?
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
Boof noises.
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Yeah.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Tell the truth.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Coupon Town?
I was just following orders.
What is Coupon
We were
Town?
supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Who's manipulating
Yes.
him to get Linny in
I'll tell
trouble?
you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Drugs!
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
He keeps saying the boss. Is he talking about the girl that we thought we liked? Am I about to not like her anymore? You've played the Archon quest through? Nice. Yeah, don't spoil. If you spoil, I am very serious. I will ban you. You will never be on this channel again. I'm not even kidding. He turned into water? Who splashed him? Where's the invisible person that's wandering around here, by the way, and stole my macarons? Or, well, stole somebody's macarons.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Someone sweep him up. Someone get a mop. Find nothing but the liquid.
So, we're just going back now?
Problem seems to have been solved for now. No, it hasn't. We're not needed here anymore. I disagree. Somebody invisible is wandering around here.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lenny...
I'm not mad at
Lenny. You may
Lenny.
not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
I have none of those
Still,
feelings.
Let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I don't care that you're a member of Fatui. Paimon's the only one who does. This is what I'm talking about. Ugh.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time.
I know.
As for why I'm a Fatus, It's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
That's fine.
That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
So that's one of the, what are they called? One of the Harbingers. Yeah? We haven't met her yet.
That's right. And
I
since
haven't,
we're
anyway.
here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Yeah, go for it.
Back when our parents first died,
We love story time.
Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks.
It's a title or what? Oh, all of the Harbingers have a title. Like Dottore, the Doctor, and the Wanderer. He was the puppet or something. The puppet or the marionette. I don't remember. The Balladeer. That's what it was. He was the Balladeer. They say her but call her father. I'm confused. She can be her and be called father. For one thing, different languages use these terms in different ways. As an example, it's like when people get confused over the Fae calling their king the king even if it's female, because king is a gender-neutral term in the Fae. Anyway, this is a really long rant that we don't need to go on right now.
I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
So is his father he's talking about right now is not the Knave? Because he referred to the Knave as her earlier, and now he's referring to his father as him. Implying that they're two different people. So I think that solves the confusion?
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was.
Unless they pulled a Genshin and they accidentally said her when they meant him earlier. It's very possible. They misspell their own words sometimes, too. They just did it, like, not that long ago when we were playing through the story. They spelled oratrice or a teeth, as an example. So maybe they just messed up.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
It continues in the Archon quest? I have no idea then. I'll pay more attention to it. I'll figure it out.
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Yep.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the Knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
Okay, so no, the knave is definitely not his father. Because this is him meeting the knave for the first time.
Father, I mean, the
Wait,
knave
what?
might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
So he doesn't call his father father. That makes sense because he didn't like them. So he calls the knave father because he met the knave, and the knave became his father figure instead, because the knave saved his sister and all the girls in the basement. Got it.
The
We got
House
it.
of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Figured out the biggest mystery, yes.
So that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
No, I could see how that would be confusing, because he was using a lot of pronouns instead of actually referring to the people, and that can get confusing when you're trying to keep track of which pronoun refers to which person. I'm a writer. So that's why it got confusing. Because he's talking about the person who adopted him, so you assume that the person who adopted him is the person he's calling father. Until he finally calls the knave father in the same sentence. Bad writing, that's all that was. Knave is after the Gnosis, right? Fatuis are always after the Gnosis?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
Right. And we've already discovered through some of these quests that we're not so sure what the Fatui is doing is bad. We just don't have enough information. So it looks bad. Does he have ears under that hat? No, he does not. I had that question too, so I've been paying attention. He does not have ears under that hat. Which makes me wonder if Lynette's ears are just a prop. But it's kind of weird because she has a tail too, and it does seem to function. So, I'm a little confused. I trust him just fine.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
Yeah, exactly. Freminette doesn't have any ears either. I think her ears and tail are just a prop to, be part of their act. Unless she has ears and they don't. But it makes sense for her ears and tail to be a prop because they're in entertainment. Like, it wouldn't be surprising if they're fake. But maybe they're real. I don't know. You could make ears and tail the same color that are fake. You can even make them move. You gotta do some cosplay.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Alright. No, they won't glide off. You just have to, you know, actually properly attach them. You can use, like, clips or glue, even. The tail can easily be tucked into clothing or attached to a belt. Are we still on the same thing? Yeah, we're still on the same thing. Let's go outside and see if we can finish this quest up. Because I'm assuming we're at the end.
Hey there. What was with the
Navia.
disappearing act you pulled right
I have
as
to
the
try and
trial
remember her
ended?
name.
Were you looking for us, Navia?
We were standing right in the doorway.
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
I would like to know who the invisible person is that's clearly in there stealing things from us.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Oh, maybe it was the thief that was, like, running around and hiding the whole time that stole the macaroons. She is a thief. She's pretty good at what she does. Maybe we just didn't see her. I was really only trying to defend Liney. I wasn't necessarily looking into serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now?
Sure we can. We've been solving all kinds of problems for other nations.
And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah. I see. Well,
Aww.
I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all.
She's so disappointed. I still wanted to help her anyway. We could still help.
Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
No, I want to help.
Don't say that, Navia.
I like solving mysteries.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
I was having fun, too.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Look, she even has flowery words like Kazuhu. She can be our new female Kazuhu. I like her.
Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me.
No, I love flowery words. Just ask Kazuhu. I adore him.
Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Do you think she would be a good friend to you? I don't know. I don't know her that well yet, but I like her. She seems all right, and she seems a lot more considerate. I think she would be a better friend. She seems to be good at reading people, too. So probably.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later.
Want Chlorine to be your friend? Who's Chlorine? I don't know who that is.
Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
I would love to have a meal with you, Navia.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
The Electro Blue Girl?
Wonderful.
With guns?
In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
I really like her outfit, but we've literally only seen her. We haven't really gotten to interact with her much. The guard lady, right? That's with the Archon?
Alright then, let's have our farewell meal!
I want to know more about her. Alright. We're done with the first one. We can offer Hydro stuff now. Good. Alright, but it is break time. It do be about that time for a break. So we'll have to continue our story quest after this weekend. We'll have a couple days to work on it. We'll see a little more in later quests. Good, because I want to see her more. She looks interesting. Let me get our free stuff here. Do be free stuff time. Yes. Free stuff, and I'm sure we've got achievements. Yep. Let's see. The Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse blah 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 has delivered a verdict of not guilty. Yeah! Complete the prelude of Blancheur and Norsur. Norsur? And Anyway,
The ability
we
to
did it!
appreciate
We got everything! We log out. We have to pick our raid target. That do be it. She's hot, she is. I like her outfit a lot. I like her design. And she's nice and cold personality. We'll see. I am interested. I want to see more of her. I really like her design. I like it a lot. She looks very clean. And I like that. Get the raid message in here. And see, let's see who's live. Let's get our raid target. Hold on. I'm looking. Raid target acquired. I know who we're raiding. Alright. So grab the raid message. Let's go do raid thing. Thanks for coming, everyone. It was fun solving our little investigation. And I will see you all next time. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone. Toot-roo.